One-step equations. That means there's only one operation that we need to do and we have the answer. What kind of answer are we trying to get? We need to find out what value does V need to be, what number is it, so that when you add 8 to it, it equals 26. Likewise, what number does B need to be, so that when you add 15 to it, it equals 23. A lot of these we can probably do in our head. However, it's the process that we need to get down. The process is called solving one-step equations, and it uses opposite operations. In other words, if we need to move something and it's being added, then we need to subtract it from both sides. If it's being subtracted, then we need to add it to both sides. Likewise, if it's being multiplied, then we need to divide by it on both sides. Or if it's being divided being used to divide, then we need to multiply with it on both sides. We have to keep the equations even. So if we do something to one side, we have to do it to the other. In number 1, it's clear that V is being added and that 8 is being added to it. The 8 we need to think of as being a positive number where it's at. The opposite of it would be the negative value, or minus. In number 1, we want to subtract 8 from this right-hand side. But if we take 8 off of this side, to keep things even, we must also take 8 off of this side. To complete this, it would be 26 minus 8, which is 18. And over here we have 8, take away 8 is 0. And then we still have the plus B. Finally, we combine or do the math on this side. 0 plus B, well, that's just B. And there's the answer. V equals 18. On the next one, here's what I need to solve for, the B. I'm going to leave it there. This is what I need to move. I need to get it away from the B so that I can have the answer for what the value of B actually is. 15, this is a positive number. To move it, I need to do the opposite, which means I need to subtract. I'm taking 15 away from this side. Now I must take 15 away from this side for it to be even. Minus 15. 15 minus 15 is 0. Bring down the plus B. 23 minus 15 is 8. 0 plus B, or B plus nothing, is just B, equals 8. So I've been writing a 0 here just to show what happens and why you do 15 minus 15. Or up here, 8, take away 8. We need to make that number go away, but we can't just erase it. We need to do something with it. And the same thing needs to be done to the opposite side. From here on out, we won't have to write this 0 here when we complete this step. For example, I've got m plus 4 equals negative 12. To solve for m, I need to move the 4 away from this side. It's plus 4, so the opposite is minus 4 and minus 4. So m, 4 take away 4 is 0, so plus 0, which means plus nothing. And then negative 12 minus 4, negative 16. And that's the answer. Number 7, m minus 9. It's the 9 that needs to be taken care of. It's subtract 9, so add 9, add 9. M equals. Now negative 9 plus 9 is 0, so that gives the M all by itself on the left-hand side. Now it's time for the right-hand side. Negative 13 plus 9 is negative 4, so M equals negative 4. How do I know that's the correct answer? When I plug negative 4 back in for M, it allows me to check it. So negative 4 minus 9, it does in fact equal negative 13. So I did get the correct answer. Number 9. What would you do? Here's the V minus 15. Well, you would add, because it's subtract 15, the opposite of that is plus 15 on both sides. So V equals, and in your calculator you do negative 27 plus 15, and you get negative 12. Finally, we get the one that's different. Over here where the letter is at, we don't have any add or subtract. What we have is multiply. This means 8 times x. It's the 8 that we need to remove from this side. If we do that, we have x equals, and the answer will be on the other side. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. So for these problems, we need to divide by the number that's in front of the letter that we're trying to solve for. When we do that, 8 divided by 8 is 1, and so that result gives us 1x, or just x. And then you use your calculator to do the division on the other side of the equation. 104 divided by 8 is 13. A negative divided by a positive is a negative. So the answer is negative 13. Divide on both sides. Lastly, now we have division. Up here we had multiplication, and we used division to undo it. Keeping that in mind, we're going to go in the opposite direction. This time we have division, and we're going to use multiplication to undo it. Multiplication is the opposite of dividing. What do we divide or multiply by? We're going to multiply by what's on bottom of the fraction, because that's what makes a fraction go away. I'm going to write this out right here. What we're going to do is negative 6 times 18 equals b over 18 times 18. You'll notice I multiplied by 18 on both sides. This we have to complete in the calculator, and the calculator tells us that the answer is 108. And it's a negative times a positive, so it's negative 108. This side becomes much easier. The reason why we multiply by 18 is to get rid of the 18 on the bottom. They cancel out, and we're only left with b on the right-hand side. That's why we do it, and there's the answer.